into a ridiculous claim.
What do you mean by that?
That a bunch of historical figures that we all know to be white, European, you know, that they're black. Here we go. Let's listen to this guy's rant.
The knights, why do you think they call them knights? Because they were dark as night. They were dark. Beethoven was a black man. King James was a black man. Mozart was a black man.
I even saw that in Hollywood, that how they make cowboys all white when they're actually black.
Yes, there you go. There you go. So they paint over our images like Christ, like Moses, like it's called iconoclasm. It is literally something that they did.
I'm glad that one was short and sweet. Let's get into the different names listed there. Mozart. No historical evidence of Mozart being black. Beethoven. No historical evidence of him being black. Although for Mozart, they are making that new Amadeus TV series where he's Asian apparently now, because we all love a little bit of revisionist history that's just shaped by fiction, I guess, okay? King James, absolutely no evidence. Knights. He claims that knights were black because the word knight, which starts with a K-N, okay, is night. It's just like night. And the night is dark, therefore knights are black. That's why they called them knights.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I've heard arguments like this made before, but there are a group of leftists that believe that the term good morning is actually racist, that it comes from olden times during slavery, and that slave masters would say good morning to their slaves, not to symbolize, you know, good morning as in the time of day, but mourning as in the loss of a loved one. They claim that slave masters would say this to slaves after they've killed one of the slaves, as in have a good morning of the loss of the slave that I've killed. Is there any basis for this? Absolutely not, but the lie is told nonetheless. Just like there's no basis for knights being called knights because they are black as the night. But okay. Now a guy chimes in and also says, yo, cowboys! Cowboys were also all black. Now there actually were black cowboys. There's a ton of historical evidence for that. I'm not sure what he's insinuating by saying that they've made them all white. I've actually not heard that. In fact, I've heard quite the opposite, that there were white and black cowboys.
I'm liking with the blam blams.
I don't know, guys. But we go through this endless cycle of black people, black leftists trying to just reclaim things all the time because they feel like they've been slighted throughout human history. And that's not how it works. We see it with things like Cleopatra. You saw that Netflix documentary is what they're calling it, where they made Cleopatra black. Make that make sense. There are claims that Queen Charlotte was black, and this is outside of the whole fictitious Bridgerton universe where she was made black. There are actual claims that people believe that Queen Charlotte was black. She wasn't. And don't get me wrong, there are instances where black people have been involved historically and they haven't gotten their credit or they haven't gotten the recognition for the involvement that they have, or it's been somewhat overlooked. And I get it, but that does not mean you go through all of human history and look at anything that's white or European and you go, you know what, those people were actually black, when you have no support for that claim. But this is what you get when you teach a generation of black people that everybody who's white or European is completely out to get them, is out to erase them, that they will do it in the future, they are doing it presently, and they have done it in the past. Then you get black people who are looking through human history and thinking, you know what, that person probably was black. I'm just going to rewrite that and then explain that to other people because it makes sense, because that's what white people do. White people erase black people, right? Never mind the fact that we have paintings, historical accounts, photographs in many instances of these individuals that they're talking about, which clearly indicates a lack of blackness. And not just a lack of blackness. That's a funny phrasing. They were white. And it's okay. And what's interesting is that these individuals, by all accounts, hate white people. They are constantly talking about white people, bringing down white people, but then they want to turn around and claim historical figures that were white. They want to claim bits of white culture. Then they turn right back around to white people and claim that those white people have no culture, that they've imprinted nothing upon society and nothing upon civilization. Make it make sense. Do white people have no culture, or do white people have a culture that you want? And that's specifically to the guy in this video. Please answer that question.